All right, I think we are live. Thank you so much, Karim and Matteo, for an insightful start to the session. Welcome all to Strategy Fest. If you've been here before, you will definitely see my face around or possibly on LinkedIn. But my name is Laura, Director of Product Experience at Cascade, and I'm so excited to take you through this topic today and, of course, showing you a small glimpse of Cascade. So before we get into it, let me share my screen with you. So today's topic is driving business observability. But what does observability actually mean? Observability is the ability to measure the internal state of something by examining its outputs. Just how many of you would consider your business to be truly observable today? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. I would imagine there's not that many of you. But for every single one of you, you have the power to turn your business into an observable one. And as Matteo just mentioned, you can also give that power to your people too. Today, I'm going to help you to start to go onto that journey. But if we just take a step back for a moment, let me ask you, how many bad decisions have you made this year? This is the theme of Strategy Fest this year. Let me know how many bad decisions you've made. And by bad decision, I mean, how often have you needed to cut your budget at last minute? Or make a decision that you know will have a lasting impact on your company culture or your team culture. Or maybe you've witnessed a lack of efficiency or individual effectiveness across your teams. We all know that these decisions can make an impact that goes way beyond the first couple of months, even years into the future, and can truly impact your bottom line as well. I'm sure all of you at some point have faced the challenge of wasted resources, being over budget on your projects, or getting timelines extended. And tell me, what are you struggling with the most? I would love to hear on the poll. I believe we've just popped one up there for you. What are you struggling with the most at the moment? Is it metrics? Is it getting the visibility? Is it the culture piece? Is it reporting, so leading into the visibility inside your organization? Or is it alignment? Let me know in the poll and we'll come back to this a little bit later on. But what if I told you you didn't need to operate like that anymore? Let's step into a world where you've built your business metrics. Most organizations have them, but they're wrong. Everything else is going to go wrong in your business, right? But if you get them right and you help your teams to break them down into tangible goals, and you connect your business metrics, your operational metrics, you break them down into leading and lagging indicators that are familiar for your teams, and you can track the progress instantly, everyone across your business is making and pushing the same boat in the same direction. You'll get closer and closer to exceeding your company vision every single day. Cascade has created an incredible strategy execution platform to help you make decisions, get the right decisions fast, and best of all, you'll see all of your investments, your decisions, your resources, your metrics, your forecasts, and your targets all in one place. I know, it sounds magic, but let me show you. But not only that, you can also share all of these insights with the right audience, whether it's your board, your team members, your suppliers, or maybe even your supply chain, at Kellogg's, for example. So let's dive in and see what it's all about. You may be familiar with the dreaded spreadsheet. It contains all of your metrics that underpin the success of your organization, and you'd be lost without it. The first and most important step we take with our customers at Cascade is to capture all of this chaos, all of these metrics, and import them from your dashboards into Cascade. You may know this as the operating model, maybe the financial budget, or even a financial plan. This is where we start building strategies and initiatives from. Metrics ultimately define your business, and to succeed, they need to be front and center, and planning shouldn't happen until you have a deep understanding of what your business does well and what it's not doing well. And remember what I said earlier, measuring the right things and breaking them down into tangible goals so that everybody is steering the same ship. So what happens inside Cascade? Well, first of all, we bring all of this chaos together. We import them into a metric library right from where this data lives today. Maybe it's in Excel, or maybe it's Google Sheets. Once that data is imported, you then get this amazing dashboard where it'll help you to connect the metrics that your business cares about and connect them to the strategy. Maybe you have a core revenue metric that needs to live in a plan. This is where you'll connect your most important metrics with the measures your team need to deliver on a daily basis. connecting their work to what matters to the company the most. And of course, we're not here just to talk about measures and metrics. We want to talk about the web of strategy execution, the chaos, how you can go from targeting your metrics and measures as an organization and actually aligning on your approach and those decisions and the things you need to make every day. This is where alignment comes in. So this feature I love the most. This enables you to get out of silos and give you and your team a single view of your blockers, your dependencies, and your opportunities. What I'm looking at right here is that we want to improve operational efficiency. But to do that, we have objectives living across the organization in different teams. We have actions that are happening in one team. We have projects, we have measures. All of these relationships are going to help us to get towards improving operational efficiency. And this is the kind of view that you can't get in things like Excel and PowerPoint today. To use this feature the most, or to get the best out of it, this is what's going to help you to understand and drive the health of your strategy, identify root causes, make well-informed decisions, and prioritize well what you should pivot, pause, or double down on. And my personal favorite, to shift resource allocation to critical initiatives so that you avoid project delays or budget overruns. And of course, good reporting is the catalyst for all of this. So historically, you may be thinking, well, that's all well and good having the data in there, but how do we pull all of that data into a report that enables our teams to make good decisions? You may be thinking right now it's taking you hours, days, or even months to pull this data together. Reports in Cascade are ultimately going to help you answer the questions you most need about your company performance. So if I was to scroll down here, we're seeing all of our budget, our revenue, we're seeing what's happening in EBITDA, we're seeing profitability risks, we have everything in the one place. Reports are the answer to all of the questions you have about your company's performance, the relationship health in minutes, and you can adapt them to the audience that need it most. So whether that's your customers or a potential prospect, whether it's your board, a new partner, or your leadership team. Typically, or I imagine what happens for most of you today, is that you have multiple systems, you have to speak to multiple people, but now you don't need to anymore. You get that business observability instantly and see how your business is performing all in the same place. So our reports that can be fully customized to support whatever narrative you need most, and most importantly, you can land them in anyone's inbox at any time in the format you need. But what we've seen today is really all about the teams, the work your teams are actively working on today. But what about the work that you want to do or you need to do to help you meet those core metrics? I want to introduce to you our prioritization hub. This enables you to build business cases based on that solid performance analysis, showing your ROI for initiatives, estimated costs. You can compare new initiatives to existing programs or projects that are already in flight, to helping you to make the most important decisions in a really rocky world right now. And this gives you that observability before you even need it. Hopefully today I've helped you to see that strategy execution is not an overwhelming journey. You can be here in less than 12 months with our support. It's not scary, it's not a big undertaking. I've shown you just a glimpse of the best features today. But I'm sure you're wondering how you can even go back to strategy in Excel after today, but you don't have to. So there's two things you can do from this session. The first one, you can either book a demo with us, or you can take Cascade for a spin. And I think those buttons will pop up any second now. Also, I will be in a booth after this session. So if you want to come and chat to me further about Cascade, we can do so there. Pop your questions in the Q&A. And whilst you're doing that, I will tell you what's coming next. So talking of bad decisions, you've got a bit of a decision to make. You've got A, have some fun with Corporate Bro in our next session, or B, you can head to a booth with me or one of my team and learn about Cascade. I guarantee they are way, way funnier than Corporate Bro, by the way. So start by making a good decision now and come and see me in a booth to talk about Cascade more. So let's hear from your questions. Let's see what we've got. All right, let's see. This is always my favorite bit. Okay, how can businesses leverage data analytics and monitoring tools to achieve a high level of observability across their operations? And what are the potential benefits and challenges associated with this approach? Awesome question. So I guess first and foremost, it's definitely not just about the tools. So you can, of course, leverage data and tools such as Cascade. I definitely wouldn't call it a monitoring tool. Cascade is an execution tool where you want people to execute your strategy in it, not monitor their work and push them away from the strategy. So the first thing that I would say is that you can definitely leverage these tools to bring some insights, but it is also about the accountability of your teams, your leadership, and actually building a culture around execution than just bringing in a tool and hoping it's a magic pill, is what I always say. The benefits and challenges, I think there's quite a lot. If you speak to any of our customers today or see some of the case studies we have on our website, there are tons and tons of benefits. So whether it's impacting the bottom line and really getting to those core metrics, so for example, increasing revenue or reducing costs. And then on the other side, you've got more of the less tangible outputs. For example, your employees feel more connected to the business. They feel like they have an understanding of your vision. They feel part of your vision. They have visibility over what they need to do. There are tons and tons of benefits to it. Hopefully that answers your question. Okay, what else? So how does this compare to Tableau, Power BI? Looks like the alignment is a feature dashboard tools don't have, but other tools can launch models and clean data. Great question. Cascade is definitely not a competitor to the likes of Tableau and Power BI, but rather it complements your tech stack. So a really good example of this would be if you're an incredibly complicated business who has Power BI dashboards that will often be navigated around your metrics and more of that data set. Where Cascade brings a layer of visibility is actually bringing it up a level to your strategic objectives and goals of an organization. And then the projects and initiatives, which probably sit in another project tool, but Cascade brings all of that together. We do have dashboard capabilities. So for example, we can do a lot of the things Power BI and Tableau can do, but we connect it with the strategy, but we're not a powerful BI tool as Power BI or Tableau are, but we would complement those. And we can bring data in and out of those platforms as well. Hopefully that answers the question. I think this is probably the last question. What is the financial benefit of using Cascade when comparing to free options like spreadsheets? Great question. I feel like spreadsheets can be used for anything at this point, whether you're planning a more people into the workplace. Think about what your North Star metric or goal is as an organization. And that's the financial impact that we can help you make, because ultimately we're bringing all of the data into a place to help you get to that North Star metric. Hopefully that helps. I'm happy to talk about it further in the booth after this. Otherwise, I will see you in a few moments. Thank you all. Have a good rest of the session.